Overdrive pedals. There's a million on the market and I've got a stack in my collection too. So today we're going to pit a whole bunch of budget options up against one OG classic to see how they stack up. But if you like this sort of stuff, please like and subscribe. We tried to reach 250 in the last video and we nearly hit 300. So whoever liked and subscribed last time, thank you, you guys are legends. So let's keep that up. So for today's video, we're gonna throw a bunch of Overdrive pedals. I've wanted to do a bit of a shootout, winner stays on for Overdrive pedals for a little while now. So that's what we're gonna do. Go through them all, winner stays on, see how they stack together and then compare it against a vintage Boss OD-1, Japanese one that is many times more expensive than some of the stuff on this rack. Just to give you a brief rundown of the pedals that we're going to be using, I've got a TC Zeus, which is like a Klon, Caline Pure Sky, Timmy Klone, DemonFX Breaker Drive, Marshall Blues Breaker, MI Audio Blue Boy. It's not so budget, it's discontinued, but you can pick them up relatively cheap in Australia. It's basically a tube screamer with more controls on it. Mosky B Box, which is like a BB preamp, a Tone City Nobleman OD-1, and then the DemonFX Dual Gun, which is a blues breaker and a tube screamer in one. But anyway, the rig that we're going to run today, I've got a SG Tribute going into these pedals, going into the Tone X1. So from the Tone X, we're going to go straight into the door. No EQ, no compression, no reverb. How the pedal sounds is how it sounds. There's no studio trickery going on. It is what it is. For the clean tone, it's just no reverb, completely dry. So first round of our low gain pedals, we've got the Mosky B Box BB preamp and the DemonFX Breaker Drive. Yeah. So let's see how the gain goes. Halfway. Yeah, it's a bit hairy for a first stage, I think. But it's very amp-like. So next up, we'll have a look at the breaker drive. I think the breaker drive lacks a bit of bottom end. It's a bit shrill on the top end too. Where the BB has a treble and bass. So roll the tone back a little bit. Oh, that's a tricky one. That both sound pretty good. I'm gonna have to go the breaker drive purely because I think the BB stands a chance to go in the second round off the higher gain stuff. But anyway, let's throw another pedal on. All right, next up, we're going to shoot out the breaker drive against the Caline Pure Sky. It's a Timmy, basically. Full disclosure, this is one of the pedals that I've had on my board currently. Same as the breaker drive. So breaker drive has always been my first stage. The Caline's been the second, but I just, wanted to mix it up. One thing I don't like about this pedal, though, once your gain gets up past 12 o'clock, it gets a little bit fritzy and not too fond of it all the way up. Yeah, so night and day, Caline wins. All right, next up, TC Zeus. It's a Klon, so we're just going to refresh our memories what the Caline Pure Sky sounds like. Cool. Zeus. Okay. It's a little bit, you've got the mid hump in it, which sounds great. I don't like the top end of it. I feel like it's a little bit too rolled off, a little bit too warm. And I think when the tone gets rolled up, it's a little bit, let's go back to it. I think when the treble gets rolled up, it does that cool Klon thing where it sort of, it's kind of harmonically feeds back. Versus the Pure Sky. For me, Pure Sky. Never gotten on with Klons. Or Klon clones. I've never played an original or a KTR, so I can't comment on that. But for the clones, I don't know. I think there's a lot of hype around them. Kill me in the comments. Okay, next one is the Tone City Nobleman. It is a Nobels OD-1 clone. Refresh our memory with the Caline Pure Sky. Nashville's favorite. Kind of doing what that Klon was doing, where the it's a bit too woofy, tone all the way up. Starts to get a little bit fuzzy, where you've got that top end sort of. Really bassy, but obviously it's an OD-1, so OD-1s have a boatload of bottom end. Conversely, this thing that now sounds thin. Let's crank the bass a little bit. Again. I don't think it's first stage. So I think for this one, I'm going to go with the Pure Sky. That rounds out the lower gain side of things. I think the pedal that comes a second to the Pure Sky is probably the Nobleman's, surprisingly. The pedal that I'm currently using as my first stage drive didn't even get in, so this test has been good. But anyway, I'm going to leave these two on. I'm going to throw a third pedal on as the higher gain sounds, and we're going to see how they stack up to it. Lastly, I'm going to do the Dual Gun, because that's the 2-in-1, to see, hey, if this test is completely irrelevant, I could have just used a double pedal to start with. All right, so the BB preamp is back. So let's just remind ourselves what the first stage is going to be. Cool. I like it. I'm going to give you a hot tip now. I don't think this next pedal is going to beat it. It is the MY Audio Blue Boy Deluxe. It's a TS9 clone. It's a bit higher gain. It's got a lot more controls on it. I'm going to plug it in now and give it a go anyway because it's here. But I do not like this pedal. It's bigger than everything else, and I've never been able to get a tone that I'm happy with long term. But I'm going to try it. I'm probably going to eat my words. All right, here we go. Told ya. Words eaten. The only thing that'll cook this now, it made me look like more of an idiot, is if the Pure Sky stacks through it awesomely. Yeah. I mean, it doesn't chug. It's not really meant to either. This is still dialed in from the last time I used it. And I hate that I like it. I hate that I like it. Let's give it a bit more juice. I hate it. I hate that I like this. This whole test has been a waste of time because the pedal that I don't like is winning. Alright, DemonFX Dual Gun. Tube Screamer on one side, Blues Breaker on the other. So we're starting on the Tube Screamer side. Cool. Where we've got the Blues Breaker. So, low gain. Low gain. Okay, high gain. High gain. Fuck me, this whole thing's a waste of fucking time. Just get a dual gun because it smashes everything. Thanks, see you later. The dual gun actually sounds pretty good versus the Tube Screamer. Now these are all the dip switches are in the on position, so they're all in the higher gain, warmer modes, I guess. And that's fat in the fat mode on the Tube Screamer as well, so a little bit more bottom end, a bit more toning to it. Versus Pure Sky. I mean, the Pure Sky still sounds wicked. If we put it into stock on the Tube Screamer. So this is glass mode, so bass cut, I guess. Bass cut on the Tube Screamer is kind of irrelevant. stock, and then fat. It sounds pretty good. Okay, so stock mode on the 3-way toggle. Dip switches are all in the high gain mode for the blues breaker side. Bit more tone into it, bit more. Glass mode. But then we compare that to the blue boy. Okay. Sounds great. This is with the gain only halfway up too. A little bit woolly, so the gain up a bit. See how we go. See how they stack though. So that's going on, but just out of curiosity, let's see what the Pure Sky sounds like going into the higher gain side of the Dual Gun. Mammoth. Okay, so I think the decision has been made. Pure Sky stays on. Dual Gun stays on. The last part of this is, does all this stack up to a coveted, expensive, vintage overdrive pedal? In this case, it is a Japanese Boss OD-1. It's the normal dash, not the long dash one, so it's not the super collectible ones. I've had this for the better part of 30 years. I picked it up secondhand at an op shop on the Gold Coast for some stupid price back then. It was under $50, and these things on the regular go for $300, $400, $500 now. So I did get a steal. We're going to see how this thing compares to the cheaper pedals. Keep in mind, this is the OG compact overdrive pedal, so by rights, it's collectible because it's old, not because it sounds good. So it should kind of not keep up with even the cheaper ones. So let's have a look. Versus cheapo AliExpress tube screamer. Vintage Boss. So allegedly the OD-1 birthed the tube screamer, which birthed the SD-1 or whatever it was. So this is, you know, directly in the lineage of tube screamer type circuits. Let's max a drive. heavier side off the... Yeah, it sounds massive compared to... Let's put a Pure Sky into it, see what happens. There you go, chugs on a vintage OD-1 and a Timmy Klone. But anyway, what did we learn? I learned that my current rig is... The only pedal that stayed on from my current rig is the Pure Sky. I think for a first stage drive, the Pure Sky is really, really good. It sounds great. The DemonFX Dual Gun, because it's a dual pedal, it's only going to take up one spot on the power supply. It's got two well-known pedals, and because I play in a modern sort of country band, a tube scream and a blues breaker are two really cool things to have. The dip switches inside do make it a little bit different. The tube screamer does have a lot more low end than what like a normal tube screamer does, which I like. I don't really necessarily get along with stock tube screamers all that much. And the blues breaker side on this smokes the DemonFX one, which I thought was really good. Honestly, if you've got a bunch of overdrive pedals lying around and some on your board that you favor, maybe just get them all out, put them in a line, and winter stays on, and you might be surprised. Don't get sucked into the vintage stuff. It may not necessarily sound as good. I'm only hanging on to it because I paid nothing for it, and it's just going up in value. So it's a cool thing to have. But anyway, I'm going to do this again coming up with high gain pedals to sort of get the final stage of drive. Then the last stage is going to be my lead solo tone. So I'm going to do a shootout with that, and that's going to be my new rig for the next run of shows that we're going to do soon. But yeah, anyway, like I said, please like and subscribe. Once we reach 1,000 subs, I'm going to give away one of the little tap tempo pedals that I've made into a tuner can. But yeah, let's do it. Peace out.